I don't know how long ago it was, but the box that I keep a lot of my sandpaper junk in broke. And it was this little piece of crap, old plastic, kind of like a single file kind of a box. Anyway, the thing broke, and I've been scooting it around all over the floor for about a month or so, and so I finally decided to replace the thing with a bunch of off-cut 8-quarter chunks of oak that a buddy gave. And so I had to resaw all this stuff, and I made these panels. And so here you see me cutting the miters. I wanted to go with mitered corners, and then I was going to use dovetail splines, and I used walnut for the dovetail splines. But I wanted to keep the appearance of the sawing and basically the rough look of the wood there. So I didn't plane down all of the rough texture of the wood away. So there you can see I used a couple of ratchet straps to clamp the stuff up. And there's the piece for the lid. Here's me showing you how, after using planes and everything, I got the lid shored up, and then I used these really old screws of my granddad's to get the lid mounted on there. Some of the steps I didn't catch on film. So, okay, here you can see where I started to cut 3 dovetail splines per corner, and then my jig slipped, and I had a major screw up. So, excuse me. So, I opted to go with 2, but that last one right there, I had to finish cutting that thing by hand. And because of that screw up, I had to go with a larger size spline, which after the fact, it actually ended up looking really cool. But yeah, I had a lot of repair work to fix that. So one corner has 3 splines, and the other 3 corners have 2 splines. So here I am just planing down the big chunks and stuff after I used pull saw to cut the excess off after gluing those splines in. And here I am sanding, and what I left off camera was any gaps that I might have had in there. I'd add a little glue in there and then sand and fill those gaps in. You know how that goes. And here I'm using my trim router, my little Makita trim router, which, by the way, I love this little thing. It gets brunt of the work. I think I'm abusive to the thing, but I'm adding chamfers to all the edges. Excuse me, I'm dealing with a cold here. I added a chamfer to all the edges. Now I'm adding a chamfer also to the top edge of the box and the bottom edge of the lid where they meet there. And I like to do that for 2 reasons. Number one, it's less apt to take a dent and you can see that stuff. But also, if by chance there's any subtle imperfection with respect to the interface between the box and the lid where it closes, it kind of hides that. And so now I'm resawing this little piece of wood to make the tray that I decided to add to this box. Initially it was going to be a drawer, but you'll see in a minute my highly detailed plans, which is basically chicken scratch. I didn't think out the drawer thing enough, so I opted with the tray. Here I am cutting the box joints, and this is my 1/8 inch box joint jig. Now here I'm gluing up the basic structure of the tray, and I'm using thin CA glue, and I'll just dip a paintbrush in there and then let it seep into all those corners, and then I'm using a spray bottle as an activator. So there you can see my glue up with my little rack where the tray sits. There's the finished tray. An old leather handle, I mounted that on the top of the thing, and then there you can see where the tray sits. And there it is with the tray in there. There's my detailed plans. And there's the box. Hope you like it.